The hotel and residence industry is known for comfort and luxury, but did you know that it's also responsible for 2% of global greenhouse gas emissions? From single-use plastics to excessive water use, the industry's environmental footprint cannot be ignored. According to the World Sustainable Hospitality Alliance, this needs to be cut down to 66% by 2030 in order to stay on track with climate goals. The good news is there are companies that redefine industry norms with sustainability at their core. We put them front and center here on CEStainability. Our guests tonight have been in the residential and hospitality industry for 20 years. They are now leading a greener future with one of Dusit's most sustainability-forward properties, Dusit Thani Lubi Plantation Resort in Davao de Oro. Please welcome father and daughter tandem, Tomas, who's the CEO, and Monica Lorenzo, Leisure and Business Development Director of Torre de Lorenzo Development Corporation. Welcome both to the big story.
Thank you. Thank you, Sas.
Tell us about the award that Dusit Thani Lubi Island received from, is it the best eco-friendly resort?
Yes. Well, Monica, I guess
Yeah.
you can
So,
Monica will...
It's always the daughter who knows all the details.
no, so last 2024, we were awarded Most Eco-Friendly Resort by Property Guru. So, out of all the hotels in the Philippines, we were extremely honored to receive this award for all the sustainability initiatives we've been able to put in Dusit Thani Lubi Plantation. So from our solar, how we treat our water, our coral and marine sanctuary, I think all of those tied together really sets our island apart from other resorts.
Were you the one who egged your dad to be more sustainable, or was this a business? It's usually the youth kasi that...
Actually, no, because this island, the entire idea behind it, happened way before I joined the company. So I was still, I think, in high school, where 2013, so wasn't really such a big thing. But when we thought about it, we were being sustainable before sustainability was
ever became
a buzzword.
Yeah. When I first got on the island 35 years ago, we checked, the marine life around, and it was really very poor. The coral was almost gone. The fish was overfished. So it took us 35 years to really bring it back to where it is. So we made sure we protected the corals around the island. And then when we decided to put the Dusit Thani Lubi Plantation on it, I just come back from the Dusit Maldives, and I said, we have a similar island. Let us manage it and take care of it, just like they do in the Dusit Maldives.
You have a 1 megawatt solar plant there, right? How much greenhouse gas emissions have you avoided from using solar?
Maybe an easier way so that your
a more layman understanding,
that your
siguro.
listeners and viewers will understand. Is we went from, let's say, 2,500 liters a day of diesel to 800.
Ooh.
Okay.
So that's big. Just like when I talk about our water heaters that use...
Yes, I took pictures of it.
Yes.
I hope we can show. Go ahead, explain.
Our water heaters cost us nothing to heat the water because it uses the air conditioners to heat the water.
I've never heard of that.
It is a Malaysian technology which I saw in Dusit Maldives, and we've put it in all our 83 rooms on the island, and even in the restaurants. So it costs us nothing as long as your air conditioner is running 2 to 3 hours of the day. Your aircon is heating the water, and we have piping hot water, and that, my estimate, is saving in layman's terms 286 planchas a day.
That's a good way of putting it. And just to be clear, Lubi Island is on, the island itself is in the Davao Gulf?
Yes. So our resort, we are not on Samal Island. We have our own island. It's called Copiat Island in Davao de Oro. And it is in the Gulf. It's an 87-hectare island. And, you know, the development really was done sustainably. And we wanted an all-suite, all-villa, low-density resort, really for the Mindanao market. But it has grown to include even the international market.
You mentioned that there's an aquifer beneath the island.
Yes.
That,
so,
okay.
Yes. So to explain that is, we have a shallow well. There's an aquifer. There's a water aquifer from 3 feet to 68 feet. It's a balloon of water underneath the island. The island
You're
is all
fortunate
sand.
to have that.
Yes. And it rains almost every afternoon in Mindanao. And we do not get typhoons, maybe once every 30 years. So that aquifer gets refilled almost every day, and that is the water that we use to treat and use it for the resort, which we treat again with the wastewater, and we can use it to water the plants afterwards.
So you have your own water treatment facility.
Yes,
as
we
well.
have
They have desalination pa.
Because
As
that
a
would be
hotel,
salty.
correct. We have to do a desalination plant and also a reverse osmosis plant. So we have a backup system so that we get your very, very clean, drinkable water from the... Our shower water is drinkable.
Yeah.
Unlike other resorts where you're told, don't open your mouth.
Yes, yes.
And there's a sign. This tap water is not potable in like 5 languages.
It's the opposite. We actually tell people, drink the water in the shower, please.
Okay, I wanted to ask about the engagement and the participation of the local community in your sustainable efforts. Did they welcome this? Was there a bit of a hesitation at first? What's it like right now?
Well, I'll start and Monica can continue. We have actually put Davao de Oro, the province, on the map for hospitality. Imagine putting a 5-star resort and hotel in Davao de Oro. In fact, all the communities around us, that is our source of employment. And many of them, I'm both happy and sad that they get trained, they go abroad and they get terrific jobs in hotels, top resorts around the world and on even in cruise ships. And you can really see the growth of all those communities around. And then Monica can explain about the other projects we do with the locals.
No, so this last weekend, actually, we inaugurated the Lubi Art Project. So with 9 internationally renowned Filipino contemporary artists, we had a residency program where they come on the island, spend at least 2 weeks looking at materials and working with the local community to create these larger-than-life art installations on the island. So the brief that we gave them, all these artists, is 1, you're not allowed to buy anything, so please just look around the island, whether that be excess materials, natural resources that might have washed up on the island. And 2, please work with the local community. So we've had these artists work with the local barangay women's council. They've worked with some of the Davao Gulf divers to help retrieve old fishing nets from the waters. And because of that, you can actually see the community start to participate and create something that's sustainable, something that's unique, and something that has never been done in Davao de Oro.
Davao de Oro used to be Comval, right?
Yes.
Compostela Valley.
Yes.
Kasi madaming gold doon.
Oh, maraming gold. That's what I was gonna ask.
They've
It was a
rebranded.
mining. I hope not just in name, right? It looks like not just in name.
Definitely not.
So there was a big mining industry there, and usually when there's mining, there's tailings and all of that. Does that affect Lubi at all, or are you far enough?
You know, for me, the mining industry is there. It is alive. It is operating, and we're not seeing pollution because we are actually at the bottom of those mountains.
Right.
In fact, our mangroves, when we had our marine, research group come in, they said your mangroves are the healthiest we've seen.
Wow.
Yes, we have the.
So they're doing their job.
I guess because we have our turtles we have a turtle sanctuary and our turtles are very healthy. The
Actually, I
coral is very-
snorkeled also, and the corals were
colorful.
We're,
Yeah,
we're
not dead.
Very
you
much
wouldn't
alive.
think, yeah, very much alive and huge.
Yes.
Because I was thinking baka maliit lang because 35 years ago you said
Yes.
they were practically
Yes.
gone.
Yes. So
Yeah.
meaning the mangroves are very healthy, the coral is very healthy. Even the fish stock has really improved with the Davao divers in Tahoe. That group, they really put together a whole coral sanctuary.
How did you revive the corals? I'm curious. And
Stop
share with
fishing.
Stop fishing.
Kasi yung fishing may cyanide and dynamite.
Yes, stop
yes?
fishing, and we really made sure that those areas, that the fishermen were of course taken care of, but they were outside because they will keep on coming closer and closer. Especially, we see those flashlights at night in the water.
Yeah.
You see them catching. I mean, that's very destructive because they'll destroy whatever coral is there. Also, parking of boats. We even teamed up with the Coast Guard. We put up the Coast Guard provincial headquarters right there in our welcome center, so the Coast Guard will go around and really monitor.
How do the fishermen feel about this? Have you integrated them into
Yes,
your... Yeah.
their catches have gotten much bigger, and because right where there's a buoy to mark the marine sanctuary, they're fishing right outside and
Mas dumami.
huge. Really big sailfish, and they're getting the tuna. They're getting a lot of fish from the area.
So it's
The
a win-win
tuna-
situation.
Yeah, everybody
Tuna
has
for the
Everyone has to
party, the
behave.
huge
Yeah.
one was from there lang.
Yes.
Yes, from within the
the
Gulf.
ones you ate?
Yes.
Yeah.
The tuna lechon, di ba?
From
Yes.
the
They
launch, they just
Tuna
launched
sashimi,
kasi the
yes.
art project.
Yeah.
But Monica, I'd like to ask you, is this a draw, the fact that you are a sustainable resort? Do you find more customers interested?
Definitely with the younger crowd, that's what they're looking for. And we make it a point that we explain all our sustainability initiatives. We take guests back of house to show them the behind the scenes. Okay, this is how we bottle your water that's in your room. This is how
We
our
don't have
solar
single-use
works.
plastics. We use all bottled water.
In glass bottles.
Yes.
Glass
They're
bottles.
refillable.
Yes.
So yeah, it's brought us a good number of guests who are really interested in sustainability. And for other guests as well, they come to the island and they're pleasantly surprised that we have all of this going on because you wouldn't expect it in a 5-star resort, middle of the Davao Gulf, like
Yes.
having all these facilities. And we, to the point when we put up our solar farm, we had to put up a giant sign
Yeah.
because it's now a selfie spot. People
Yeah.
want to want to
never
take
thought-
photos.
Imagine, no?
We never thought it would be a
Yeah.
selfie spot to
Yeah.
take our picture with a solar.
They're waiting for you to put up the wind turbines now.
You see, the solar farm is there. Specifically, we're about 53% solar nowadays. That's how much we're getting. And the solar really helps bring down our costs even for the water filtration. Because those water filters that we use a lot of power.
Are you planning to put more panels? Or is 53
More
kind of like the
batteries, I
max?
think.
Or
I
battery?
think we need to do more batteries because, when we put it up and we increased it, the most beautiful sound I heard was silence. Because at 6 in the morning,
The
sun's
generator, yeah.
coming up, the generator shut off. Oh, because we're off-grid.
Yes,
So we're
yes.
completely off-grid. We're an island, so we had to do everything ourselves. So the generator shut off, and it's silent, it's quiet till 7 in the evening until the batteries run out. So I think we actually are producing more power than we need, so we need actually more batteries.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about future plans for your other properties, especially.
Good, I was about
Yeah.
to ask.
Because there's a
He's
lot.
building a hotel in
You guys have
Lipa, right?
Yes,
condos,
Ilipa.
Ilipa. Is also Dusit in Lanang. Is
Well,
that-
we
Yes,
have
that's right.
Yeah, it's also yours.
Yes, we have Dusit in Davao City. That's our Dusit. So we have our Dusit is our operator for some of our hotels. We also have Ascot, and whatever we're trying to do is really it has to make sense. I always tell people I'm not doing sustainability because it's the buzzword or everybody talks about it. I'm doing it because it makes sense and it saves us money because we're a business. It's still not. It's not that I'm not an NGO.
Yeah. We appreciate the candidness.
Still, well, but your hotel, for instance, is closer to Metro Manila now. What are the sustainable features that you'll be putting?
Oh, definitely. We do a lot of recycling. We do a lot of, our herb gardens, because we've seen even herb gardens in Bali on the roof of hotels. So, and the rapport with the guests is amazing, especially if they're below 35 years old.
Excuse me, we also like
Sustainability.
Yes.
Is
Then you have the odd, person, because most people just want to relax and sit in the air condition, right, and watch the view. So, but what I'm saying is we cater to everyone who comes through our doors, and we want to make sure that we are a responsible company and that we do our best.
Super curious lang. Did you notice, because your whole theme is sustainability, did you notice guests na parang hindi sila ganun ka-sustainable pero maybe they're a bit more embarrassed because they're in a sustainable hotel and therefore their habits change while they stay with you?
Their habits change when they see the glass bottle. And they say, can we take this home?
Do you say yes?
So we say, there's a charge.
Oh, there's a prize. You can
There's a charge.
Oo nga, maganda yung
Yeah,
board.
and they really like that. A lot.
Okay. A parting shot from you, Monica. What do you have to say about your role as a young person in this industry?
I think just kind of to echo what my dad says is we're doing it because it's the right thing to do. Not, it's nice that we get the awards for it, but at the end of the day, we're doing it because it makes sense for the business, it makes sense for the planet, it makes sense for the communities we work with, and hopefully this sets an example for other developers, because we know that it's good when more people are doing this thing.
Great. Yeah, right. Set an example. Thank you so much, Tomas and Monica Lorenzo of Torre Lorenzo Development Corporation.